Hello, beloved gamer, and welcome to Bazaar as we talk about going from the West Gate to the West Market Bridge. And I think you're going to be very pleasantly surprised with how consistently we can get this jump when we really put our hours and days to getting the motions down in our muscle memory. I'm going to show you here a couple of different ways to do it. One where you jump on the pad and then do the trick, and one where you're already on the pad and then actually complete the trick as you're seeing right now. And we're going to go over both because going over both is important for understanding how the trick works. I'm using default settings, and I have my A as jump, my B to crouch, and I have paddles on the back of my Xbox controller for A and B. So I'm using my forefingers to touch those two. Alright guys, so let's talk about the first section of this trick, which is getting onto this pad, which is very important. So if you want to do so here's the first thing to do. We want to go up all the way to the edge of the wall, crouch, and then in quick succession we're going to do jump, uncrouch, and then hold up. Jump, uncrouch, hold up. In that order. Jump, uncrouch, hold up. Like that. And then we can slowly release our analog stick to firmly stand on this platform. We want to shimmy to the left a little bit because we want as much running room as possible when we start running. And here is the most important part of the trick. Are you ready for this? You want to be hugging the wall as much as possible until you jump. And then you want to move your analog stick towards the gate. The reason for this is that you do not want to lose height, and holding towards the wall will ensure that you have maximum height to be able to make this jump. The reason we lose height is because of late jumping. I'll show you a late jump real quick. Did you see how I went down and then jumped up? I just straight up went down right then, but if you use, you can see it just a little bit. You go down and then jump up. This loses you height, and it's probably one of the main reasons that you're not making this trick work for you if you have been trying it so far. But if you hug towards the wall, you are very unlikely to late jump and lose height. So that's the most important thing to remember. So how do we do that? Now here's another important part to remember. Hugging the wall is not static in the sense that we have to adjust our control stick as we're moving our right analog stick to the right. So watch my left analog stick right now. You see as I'm moving my right analog stick towards the gate, I'm slightly changing the direction of my left analog stick to continue to hug the wall. This will be a little bit different of a direction when you're sprinting, and you'll have to get used to that. But the goal is to hug the wall. So just keep that in mind. As you're moving your analog stick to the right, you want to be hugging the wall still because you need as much height as possible. So let's show you once again what that looks like when you're sprinting. And let me go over the button inputs before we actually do it. I'm going to sprint, then hug the wall, then move my analog stick towards the right. And then jump. But I want to be jumping when while I'm still holding the wall, and after I jump, I want to hold towards the gate. So you ready for this? That was extremely quick succession. But effectively what I was doing was what I just talked about. I held towards the wall longer than you think you would. It's going to feel really freaking weird. You're going to feel like you're jamming your controller towards the wall. But it is so important for getting this trick consistently, as you can see there. So feel free to slow down those controller inputs to see exactly when I'm jumping, and you'll verify that, oh, wait a minute, he's holding towards the wall, then jumping, then holding towards the gate, which is helping him maintain that height. So the next thing you can do, which I actually prefer this particular method over standing on top of it and then sprinting, because I feel like it's slightly harder. The reason I personally feel like it's slightly harder is for this reason. When you're on the pad, you have to sprint, and then you have to get ready for your jump. You have to press the sprint button and then get ready for your jump. There's a cool mechanic in Halo. You may have to enable it in a setting. But if you jump and then press the sprint button, you will sprint when you hit the ground. So jump, press the sprint button, you sprint when you hit the ground. This can be used to your advantage when doing jumps like this, because you can press it in midair and you can start sprinting before you ever hit the ground. This is extremely useful because you don't have to be thinking about your sprint when you're doing the trick. You just get your muscle memory down and you automatically sprint when you're doing the trick, as you see me doing now. So that's why I like starting from over here. I get relatively close personally. This will also take some practice though. So if you feel more comfortable doing it once you get on top, feel free to do that to get started with. I'm probably making it look a little bit easier than it actually is. It's definitely going to take some time to get down. But what I like to do is I like to get over here, crouch, and then the same thing we did earlier is going to be jump, uncrouch, and then press the sprint button this time instead of holding, up. So jump, uncrouch, sprint. I'm going to show you that. Jump, uncrouch, sprint. Jump, uncrouch, sprint. Jump, uncrouch, sprint. Very quick succession. Then, when I get on top of the weapon pad, I already am sprinting, so I know I can start holding towards the wall, and then moving my analog stick to the right, and then jump, and then hold towards the gate. So we're going to do that real quick. As you can see right there, it's pretty dang awesome when you feel like you can get this consistently. The only other thing I want to mention potentially is how long you run for. So obviously you do it pretty quickly after you jump off. I think I allow myself to wait for a fraction of a second before I jump. So you can kind of play with doing it almost immediately and waiting for just a fraction of a second. But yeah, there you go, guys. And yeah, I mean, it's really cool. It's a super awesome trick. And I'm just really hopeful that you can get this consistently so you can start using it in your matchmaking games. So thank you so much for watching. You are a beloved person. If there's anything more I can help you with in regards to this jump, let me know. And I will see you soon.